Eddie Ward, the referee, as Smith kicks off for Eastern Suburbs. Balmain defending that northern end of the ground. It's very picturesque, Leichhardt Oval. In the background at the northern end is the Parramatta River. It really is a serene football field here at Leichhardt. Balmain running it out from their own quarter line area. Elias sends that pass across to Edmed, and Edmed's held up midway, half and quarter line. Down Balmain's end of the field. 0-0 the score. Elias away to Scott Gale. The kick has been charged down. Who's going to get the bounce? Oh, Eastern Suburbs knocked that on, or did they? The referee's saying play on at the moment. Gee, I thought he'd knocked that on. They've got away with it. Marshall's going to play it. My word, that ball almost bounced even more favourably for East, and they could have got away with that. Let's have a look at it again. Did he knock it on or not? Well, gee, that's hard to tell. Still, East have got the ball, and they're in an attacking position at the moment. Marshall, Spina. That's Hall. Back to Spina. The kick through. Again, that rebounded off a player. Now did Gary Jack knock that on? Yes, says the referee.
Gary Jack's knock-on was only just more noticeable than the East one, which probably wasn't, and Gary's was. When we look at it, both these teams coming into this game, East certainly starting to roll after a slump this season. They lost to Brisbane 3 weeks ago, but then they beat Penrith. Here's the knock-on. Just the tiny one from Gary Jack. East putting the little kick through in behind the defensive line. But East went down to Brisbane, then they beat Penrith quite convincingly, and then got over the top of Manly. So coming into this game with reasonable form, whereas Balmain lost to Souths, won against Canterbury, lost to Cronulla.
And here will be David Smith's first opportunity to put the Roosters in front. The kick from right in front of the post. In fact, he's taken the tap and gone on his own. Arthur Beetson will have just about get heart failure over that sort of decision.
Unless they were the tactics before the game.
They might have been too. Here's Johnston running it at Balmain. Here's Worth. Worth in a bit of space. Worth will score. He's in.
Arthur Beetson will love it now.
Gary Worth has scored the try. And Eastern Suburbs are leading by 4 points to 0. The try that came from nothing. But my word, I'm certain that the original decision not to take the kick at goal was one that they'll be happy with now, but they would have rued at the time. And here's Worth. Look at this. Came from nothing. Johnston did well to get that ball away. But Worth slicing through the defence. Thank you very much.
Well, they knew exactly what they were doing. Once they decided to take the tap kick, they had the planned move, and here it is. With two runners, Johnson stands in the tackle and slips it to Worth, who's backing up, and that sidestep was the key because three players were going in one direction, and he left them in that direction and came back towards the post. Here's Skillmister holding the pass up. Shepherd goes through. Johnson spins around and finds Worth at his tail, and all of that was a planned move, and they did it perfectly, and they pulled the try off.
Smith to try and convert the Worth try. It's successful. And so Eastern Suburbs chalk up the first points of the afternoon, the converted try. And after 3 minutes, they lead by 6 points to 0. Here's Russell Gartner. The Tigers with their first attacking opportunity of the afternoon. Elias is the dummy half. Blindsided comes to Roach. He's only about 5 or 6 metres out. Elias looking for a runner. It's Neil away to Pearce. On to Jack. Jack tries to burst his way through. He's only a few metres out. Elias again. Open side, it comes from Neil, away to Conlon. Now Maguire held up in the tackle. 12 metres out. Neil, they've got a chance here if they can spin it quickly, and he slips over on the muddy ground to Scott Gale. Last tackle against Balmain, and this will be a penalty. It's against Hall and Shepherd. Brendan Hall, the major transgressor.
I thought that Scott Gale may have kept going out rather than cutting back in. He stepped off the left foot and got caught by the defence, but they had an extra man in on the outside. Plenty of Eastern Suburbs cover coming across. In the end, Balmain have got the penalty, so with Ross Conlon on the job, they should be able to pick up the 2 points.
Here's Conlon. Chance to post the first points of the afternoon for the Balmain Tigers. There's his kick. The touch judges say yes. Eddie Ward says yes. And the scoreline now reads Eastern Suburbs 6. Balmain 2, and we've had 10 minutes play. Balmain, 16 metres out. Edmed goes crashing through. Good tackle. Really was a good tackle from Gilmister because he was home, Edmed. Out wide, Parrish. Parrish can't get his pass away. Here's Elias. Roach. 9 metres out from the east line. Roach was looking for someone on the inside there, and there was nobody at home. Here's Gale. Neil. Desperation stuff from the Tigers. Now Elias spots an opening. Elias throwing the dummies. You wouldn't find as many in a chemist shop. And finally the pass intercepted by Chalice. And it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Obviously a Balmain player was held off the ball, says the referee. Elias trying to throw that final pass, and Eddie Ward, let's have a look at it. I wonder whether we can see which of the Balmain players. There it is, clearly Maguire. Well, it was almost as if Maguire had overrun the pass anyway. Here's Conlon. Chance to make it 6-4, and he's successful. And so, after 21 minutes play, Eastern Suburbs leading Balmain by 6 points to 4. We've got about 15 minutes left in the first half. Chalice back to the quarter line. Marshall. Here's Johnston taking it up. Jarvis. What a good tackle. Is Pearce involved in that? Hall. Pass straight away to Smith. Smith got it away. Bell's got Morris in support. Bell trying to get on the outside of Jack. He's got it back inside. Morris away to Smith. Oh, great Eastern Suburbs play. And he's put across the touchline in the end. Gardner it was across there. The right winger who covered the whole width of the ground to stop that movement. But what good football from Easts. Gardner did have that opportunity there, but alas for him, he'd lost his balance, and Balmain have the ball midway, half and quarter line. Conlon, 10 metres inside Balmain's territory. Last tackle against the Tigers, and it's Elias who puts the kick in this time. The ball bouncing end over end. There must be a bit of a gully or a ridge down that touchline, because all of the Balmain players keep kicking to that southwestern corner, and every time they seem to find the sixpence, and in the touch it goes. So here we go again. Balmain having Eastern Suburbs down the Roosters end of the field, down this southern end. And good tackling there from Mick Neal as he followed that through quickly. Chalice now running it away from the dummy half, 11 metres out. Hall, this is Jarvis, good run from Jarvis. Open side, away it comes, that's Johnston. Can't get his pass away. He did in the end. It's gone loose, and Balmain have got it. Sheridin's gone without it. Mick Neal, though, good handling skills to pick that up on the half volley. My word, that was a little bit of class there. Elias away to Neal. Neal in a bit of open space. Neal comes to Worth. Now here's Balmain's chance to post a try. Comes away, Roach. Jack tackled in suspicion in the background, on suspicion by McLean. Elias. Gale, a long cut-out ball that comes to Parrish. Have to wait for it, though. Gartner's in the dummy half. Gale again. Good defence here from Eastern Suburbs. In fact, both the defensive lines have been very good so far this afternoon. Last tackle against Balmain as it comes to Neal, away to Jack. Jack gets it away. Parrish to the line. And Parrish, I don't think he got it down. Didn't make much difference because the referee's going to rule a forward pass anyway.
Sensational Balmain play here, but look at this Eastern Suburbs defence, committed as ever out wide. They've got the numbers there, and the corner flag is taken out. The ball goes down, but the play's been called back.
6-4 the score. East leading Balmain. We've got 5 minutes left in this first half. Balmain would love to put a try on the board, even though that breeze isn't strong. Looking at the top of the goalposts, they've still got it at their back.
Bit stronger down on ground level at the moment, though, David, about where that kick is going again.
And here he is again, look at that. Perfect kicking to this side of the field every time. Gale and Elias. And here it is, Scotty Gale again. Thank you very much. Even though they're behind on the scoreboard still, the tactics have been clear throughout the first half. Play the game in the opposition's half. And even though the dike hasn't been breached as yet, one would think that sooner or later the Eastern Suburbs team will get sick to death of running it out from their own end of the field.
The scrum's going east way, 7-2 at the present time.
with it just outside that quarter line. Chalice has gone straight through. Chalice away from Neil, but Neil clings to his socks, puts him on the deck, just inside East territory. Gill missed it. Good tackle that was from Wayne Pearce, blindside. Comes away to Johnston again. Can't get that pass away. Marshall trailing him through. Spina, the run round with Morris. No, Morris decides to go on his own, and look at this. He's a dangerous player, Steve Morris, that incredible acceleration he has. Here's another man with good acceleration, Spina. He hoists it high on the last tackle. Jack goes high, and Jack takes it well. That was a good take. I thought he went up about half an hour too early, but he managed to stay up there long enough.
Yes, his timing wasn't quite perfect. He was coming down as the ball reached him, but nobody else really challenged for it.
Here's a chance for East. Chalice gets it, and Chalice slips over. Here's Hall. They're taking it ahead now, the Roosters. Gill missed it. 3 minutes left in the first half. It's a big Qantas jumbo goes flying over the top, and McLean charging the line for Eastern Suburbs. Wished he had a jumbo out there at the moment. The Roosters fans do. Shepherd almost looked like one as he got that pass away to Marshall. Jarvis, away it comes now, across towards Hall. Hall back on the inside. He had Bell a long way on the outside of him. Fourth tackle against the Roosters. McLean's a dummy half. McLean, the pirouette on his own. That lofty pass. Hall's got it. They've knocked it on here, and I think Balmain's got it anyway. Nick Neal to get up and play it.
Well, East are certainly keeping the ball alive, and they're putting pressure on the defence with the number of tackles the Tigers are having to make. The final mistake coming, but they're moving that ball around and they're going forward all the time.
Pearce. Here's a chance now for Balmain. Oh, he couldn't get the pass away on the outside. Robinson was there.
And Morris had come off his wing. Robinson could have scooted straight down the sideline.
Here's Pearce. Back it goes to Robinson.
Well, we can see that Balmain have missed a lot more tackles than East, but again, that's something to do with the attack of East. They're coming forward, throwing the ball around.
Nick Neal in the bit of space, created there by Sirenin. Good football from the big second rower. Pearce, away it comes. Elias to Scale. That's Conlon, back to Gale. The play it went to Maguire, taken a bit high. Fans thought it was high. Jack, away to Gartner. Now Gartner racing down the right flank. Can he get on the outside of Worth? He can't. It was good defence also from Smith that knocked him off balance, but Worth finished him off perfectly. Almost half-time. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Eastern Suburbs will go in at the break with the lead. They lead by 6 points to 4. Jarvis, and that'll just about be the last play of the first half as the siren sounds in the background. So at half-time at Leichhardt Oval, Eastern Suburbs with a try by Gary Worth, converted by David Smith, leading Balmain 6 points to 4. The Balmain points 2 penalty goals to Ross Conlon. And there's the tackle count from the first half, with Marshall and Pearce the respective top tacklers in the first stanza. Balmain with a chance. This will be 6 to go. Gale, in fact, the referee says Gale's got it, even though Bell's... Now, what is going on there? The referee has said to play the ball to Scott Gale. He went back the 5 metres to get Eastern Suburbs on side and let Bell play it. Now, either I thought the rule would have been a penalty. Had to be a penalty. He said 6 to go even.
Well, there's the ball coming loose after it was towed through. At that point, the referee believed that Gale had the ball, and it looked like he did initially. They've looked towards him for the call, and Bell comes up with the ball. Well, I'm sure that the referee also thought that Gale had the ball and told him to replay it. When he saw East get up with the ball, he simply decided to go with what the true facts of the matter were. Probably not correct ruling by the book, but I'd say it was sensible.
Here's Balmain with a chance, though, as Elias has it. Elias still going. Elias, good run from Elias. In the back play, a few players still down, taking their time, getting up as Gale gets it away. Conlon, quick hands to Neal. Neal over the quarter line. Neal's pass away. It goes to Gartner. Gartner racing around, and Gartner back in first grade scores Balmain's first try of the afternoon. 4 points to Balmain, and that started with some great football after it was intercepted by Maguire, and then Balmain ran it back, and here it is again. Look at this, Scotty Gale, he knew what was on, straightens the attack up. Here it is, Conlon away to Neil, Neil's in space, and look at this, perfectly timed pass to Gardner, and he had no chance, Gary Worth, of preventing that. Might have been a touch forward, that last pass, but Russell Gardner, they call him Frog Eyes, and my word, he'd be happy with that.
Well, Balmain moved the ball to the gap very quickly. Scott Gale goes ahead, holds up the defence and steps away because he knew that was where the opportunity was. Good quick pass by Conlon, and Neil takes his time to pull in the defence, and the beautifully timed pass, which certainly did look forward on the replay, to Gardner, who finished it off beautifully, outskirting Worth's tackle at fullback. Good football by Balmain, quick passing.
Conlon, the chance to stretch Balmain's lead. He comes in 11 metres out, it's there, and so Balmain now leading by 10 points to 6.
Replacement for Eastern Suburbs coming to the sideline, Trevor Patterson. Apparently Mike McLean has had a bout of the flu, and he'll be coming off shortly. He's lasted pretty well so far, just affecting that tackle there.
Pierce up to the halfway line. Tackled there by Jarvis and McLean. Elias, he's going to kick for touch, and there again on the eastern side of the field he's found touch. Well, they prove that they can do it on either side of the field with that kick.
Yes, I don't think it's too much to do with the way the ball rolls on this ground. It's the way the kicker kicks it. Their accuracy is pinpoint, and they're getting the ball to roll all the time. Both Gale and Elias have got it down to a fine art. They're kicking it so it rolls on beautifully.
So McLean off and Patterson on. Former Queensland player. Very popular at Eastern Suburbs is Trevor Patterson. He'll be in Guernsey number 33. And there he is running the ball away from dummy half.
Just getting back to the fact there's only been one try scored by each team in this game so far. Neither team has managed to get their attack moving this season. They've both scored only 27 tries. They're the only teams that have scored less tries than them are Newcastle and the Gold Coast, who are coming last and second last in the competition. The only reason that Balmain and East, in those terms, in statistics that are higher up the ladder, is that their defence has been very good. But the attack, it does look a little sharper out there, and again, it's the defence in this game that is keeping both teams quiet.
Balmain across the line, Elias quickly from Gale. Gale had support on the left-hand side, but the defence was up too. No one was going forward. They were all flat-footed. He really wanted a runner. Roach, 12 metres, his own side of halfway. Balmain leading 10 points to 6. Pierce. He's lost that. East have got it. Johnston to get up and play it. Jarvis. Gilmister. That's Shepherd. Good tackle. Gilmister's got the ball though. Here's Spina. Found, oh, he had Worth there. He just couldn't slip the pass. And Worth was in a bit of space. Here's Marshall pinching a good 10 metres. He's lost it. Neil's got it for Balmain. And they've got a chance here, the Tigers, if they move it quickly. Harris. Pass wasn't on, I suppose, the last one. Conlon did pretty well to clean that up in the end. Neil goes from dummy half. Patterson tackles him. Elias inside Eastern Suburbs territory. Edmed, Neil. That's Maguire. Roach. Neil, he picked that up pretty well, and here again a chance for Balmain. Pierce back on the inside. Conlon trying to link up out wide. He does so now. It comes to Gardner. Back on the inside. Parrish, he did pretty well to pick it up and score. Good try, Matt Parrish. Good football, Balmain. And that's the sort of thing we've been waiting for. What good skills and what great handling ability showed by Matt Parrish. He almost lost it, but have a look at it again.
Well, big Steve Roach finally was the one who got the ball away to start things off. Neil picks it up and then quick pass, got the ball to Pierce. If Neil hadn't have got the ball away as quickly, it would have come to nothing. And then Conlon spears through, finds support. This try should have been scored from that point because they had men on the outside. Parrish did very well to haul the ball back in when he almost left it behind. But if you look here, firstly, Roach takes the ball up, which he hasn't done enough of in this game, really. He does slip the pass, a loose one back. Neil almost knocks it on, but the quick pass to Pearce finds support. Now, Conlon, at this point, Balmain had to score the try because they had two men in the clear on the outside. They get it back in, and it's almost left behind. Parrish manages to hang on. He's a steady player, Parrish.
Conlon from the sideline. It's coming around. It's coming around. It's there. 2 points to Balmain. 2 points to Ross Conlon, and that might be the ball game. The Tigers starting to cheer. The Tiger fans are starting to cheer, and Balmain leads 16 points to 6. Johnston.
Police have been let off the hook. They've made mistakes in the last couple of minutes. They've given Balmain the ball only 10 metres out from their line on 2 or 3 occasions. Now's their chance to try and start to break up this Balmain defence. Well, they've thrown it away again.
Well, Johnston here being penalised.
Well, Johnston taking all the time in the world to get off Parrish and not making much of an effort not to stand on top of him, and the referee has decided that it wasn't Parrish's fault, but Johnston could have made a much better effort to get off him and play the ball. East in possession, another mistake. I said it a moment ago, they're throwing the ball away, the game away at the moment. Penalties 8-4 to Balmain, but it's the last couple of minutes where they're really putting themselves on the back foot.
5-4 at half-time, so they've had the only 3 penalties in the second half, Balmain, and twice they've had the chance to kick it goal, and they've decided to run at Eastern Suburbs.
Which is surprising with Ross Conlon on board.
Roach. That's Maguire. Just watching Steve Roach look at Gilmister there. He thought that the tackle was very high as Sheridan gets it away. He's lost it. East have come up in it. But Steve Roach is not happy out there. He looked at the referee as if to say what was wrong with the head-high tackle of Trevor Gilmister.
That's a better run from Pat Jarvis, but the defence equal to the task. Conlon and Elias driving in hard. Not the biggest men on the field.
You notice Roach there back on the line, but he was shaking his head for a while.
Steve Roach is walking around out there at the moment. He's pretty angry with the world or getting tired.
Not well either. I think that did strike him, but I don't think it was any intention. I think it was just a little bit accidental. Here it is. And that was the tackle that Roach, as you see, look at him. He's almost starry-eyed. That was the tackle that Steve Roach, and now the trainer's actually looking at Roach to see whether he's okay. He thought that perhaps he's not well. He's not happy at all. In fact, he's coming off. Steve Roach might have even broken his jaw here. Let's hope it isn't a fracture or anything. But he hasn't been well from the time he was hit in the tackle, Roach.
Well, from Roach's reaction, I think that he has fractured a jaw.
Oh, I hope that's not right.
Otherwise, there's no reason for him to leave the field. He's fit enough, unless it's concussion. I don't think that's the problem. He certainly feels that he's done some serious damage.
Tight head to Balmain, though. There's Neil.
No, he's going to stay on the field, Roach. The doctor had a look at him.
Here's Balmain through Pearce. Pearce charging the line. He's only a few metres out, Wayne Pearce. The chance now for the Tigers as Elias moves in. 5 metres out, it comes away. Neil across to Conlon. Quick hands, beautiful pass. Away it goes to Robinson, and Robinson will score. Good try. What a lovely pass from Scotty Gale, though, that put Robinson into the gap. That's the curtains, that's the ball game. The Tigers have got the 2 Winfield Cup points all parcelled up. But look at this gem of a pass. It comes from Scott Gale. That's Conlon. Now this is the pass. Look at that beautiful quick ball. And that was where the try was made, and the man was running onto the ball into the gap.
Well, just a few moments ago, we saw Scott Gale try to perfect this pass, and he was cleaned up by the defence and lost the ball. He's came up with it. This time, the timing was perfect from both Gale and Robinson. He hit it. There's nothing the defence can do to stop that. If you hit it that hard, that tight, with that timing, there's simply no way the defence can cover you. And Robinson has come curving around from behind. The defence had no chance, and beautiful football from Balmain.
So Conlon from on the touchline. The chance to convert the Robinson try. Look at this, it's another super kick. Hits the upright and bounces away. Almost perfection, that, wasn't it?
Well, Conlon has been knocking him over at a rate of around 66% this season. He doesn't miss very many, and this one from the touchline looked like it was going right through. The breeze has just pushed it into the upright, and it rebounded out. Almost went in.
And here he comes, Steve Roach leaving the field. Many of the Balmain fans actually standing to applaud him off the field. They're pretty happy with Big Steve's game this afternoon. I wonder whether the Australian selectors think likewise in choosing for Australia tomorrow night. Here's Balmain again, and Gale, he's going to kick for Morris's wing. It's almost off the side of the boot, that one. It went straight down the centre of the field, and here's Gary Worth.
Well, Easts have it all in front of them, and really is a brick wall at the moment. Another replacement for them, Steve Hardy, coming onto the field. Just who's going to come off remains to be seen.
We heard the tactics called by Arthur Beetson at half-time where he used the wind, and we see this time Laurie Spina finally using it, and it goes too deep, and that again takes the pressure off. It'll come back to the 22, but East have failed to kick downfield throughout this half, and probably one reason for their lack of kicking has been mistakes being made in their own end of the field, so they've turned the ball over and they haven't even got to the latter part of a tackle count when they could use the wind with a long kick.
Peter Johnston coming off, Steve Hardy coming on for Eastern Suburbs. Balmain through Conlon, Conlon trying to go straight through.
And here it comes now on the second tackle.
Elias comes away to Sirinen. Sirinen can't get through though. The big man, he's lost the ball, and it's going to be a penalty to Balmain against Eastern Suburbs for reefing that ball away. In fact, I thought it was Spina, but perhaps it might have been Hall. I thought it was Spina who did it. There's Spina trying to get the ball away. He got it away, and the referee says, sorry. Here's Conlon. There's the kick from Conlon, it's there. So 2 more points to the Balmain Tigers, the penalty goal to Ross Conlon, and Balmain now lead Eastern Suburbs with only 9 minutes remaining in the match by 22 points to 6. Hardy again. And Surinen's the one who affects the tackle, and then Pearce and Elias finish it off. 10 metres out from the goal line. Balmain's end of the field. Melrose on the last tackle. Spina puts the little grubber kick in. Back there, it's been lost by Gardner. Did Spina win the race for the ball? The referee says no. That'll be interesting.
Well, for probably the first time this half, East have had a chance of scoring a try. It'll be interesting to see the kick from Spina. They all converge on it. Gardner slips. His feet went from under him at the last moment. Whose hand touched that first? Anyone want to have a guess?
Good tackling from Elias, but he slipped the pass away, Gilmister. That's Spina with it. Morris. That's Patterson. Patterson will score!
Well, good determined running from Patterson. He hit the ball on the burst. He's fresh. He's only been on about 5 minutes. And he's quickly moving the ball to the position where they could see an opportunity. Balmain were a little bit thin. You can see the gaps in the defensive line. And Patterson spears through one as Gale moves up in front of Edmed, created the hole in behind him, and through went Patterson. You see, Balmain defence was stretched. Good work from the inside backs here. Morris was actually in there and sends the pass, but Gale had gone up, and that left the hole in behind him as Edmed didn't come up as fast as Gale had. Value of the straight line defence. It doesn't leave a hole.
There's the kick from Smith, and he's got it. 2 points to Smith. So the scoreline a bit more respectable now. Balmain 22, Eastern Suburbs 12. We've got about 4 minutes left in the match, if that, maybe only 3.5. Here's Sirinen. Of course, at the beginning of the season, Eastern Suburbs were just about outright favourites to win the premiership after their great showing last year. Edmed takes it ahead. Injuries, though. The loss of a few early games by the odd point. And the confidence started to go. Jack. Last tackle. I thought he lost that ball. The referee agrees.
Even though Balmain are going to run out convincing winners in this match, I don't think that they can go away from this game feeling that they've got their act together either. Their defence has been good, as has East's. The defence has been very solid, but they still don't seem to be clicking in attack, not throughout the game anyway. They've been able to get the ball wide, and if there's been half a sniff, the outside backs have capitalised. But overall, they haven't really dominated the match.
Rob McCluskey on, I think it is. And Gary Worth is the man who's left the field. As Shepherd running out wide. He's got it away back and went to Bell. And there's the siren going in the background. And so the match here at Leichhardt Oval is all over. Victory to the Balmain Tigers. an important win for them as far as the Winfield Cup competition table is concerned. It takes them from 12 points to 14 points, and it takes them basically, as Warren was saying earlier, from 8th position now strangely to equal 3rd position.